Okay, we've all been there, right? You're staring at this absolute mountain of work, you feel completely overwhelmed, and you just tell yourself, you know what, I'll do it later. But what if later has a hidden price tag? A really, really big one. Well, today we're going to dive into the real cost of procrastination and, more importantly, some powerful tools you can use to finally master your time.
I mean, listen to this quote from a university student, Nachum Sash. It probably sounds pretty familiar. It's that exact feeling, you know? The pressure just builds and builds until it feels like you can't even breathe, let alone get started. It's this vicious cycle so many of us fall into, where the stress of having so much to do actually stops us from doing, well, anything at all.
So it's easy to just write it off, right? We think of procrastination as, a few lost hours here and there, maybe a bit of last-minute stress. But the real consequences, they can be so much bigger than that. So what is the actual tangible cost when later finally becomes too late?
Okay, get ready for this. $151,115. Let that sink in for a second. That's the average financial hit for delaying college graduation by just 1 year. It is a staggering number. And as you're about to see, this is about way, way more than just paying for an extra year of tuition.
All right, let's break down how we even get to a number that big. Sure, you've got the extra tuition and fees. That's almost 16 grand right there. And yeah, the interest on student loans adds up. But look at the real kickers. Over $46,000 in lost wages because you're not out in the workforce earning money. And then, wow, a massive $82,000 in lost retirement earnings. That's because you missed a year of investing. That's literally the power of compounding interest working against you. And how does that even happen? Well, it's almost never one big disaster. It's the domino effect. Think about it. You put off one assignment one night. No big deal, right? But that means you're not ready for a pop quiz in another class the next day. Bam! Suddenly you're behind in 2 subjects. Your grades start to slip, and that little chain reaction is what can eventually push your whole graduation timeline back, kicking off all those insane costs we just looked at. Okay, so to fix this, we have to get to the root of the problem. We need to look past the symptoms and really figure out why we put things off. It's time to understand our inner procrastinator. So what are we actually talking about when we say procrastination? Well, yeah, it's delaying a task you need to do. But here's the most important thing to get. It's almost never about being lazy. The real reasons we do it are way more complex, and they're usually psychological. Okay, so cause number 1, just a simple lack of energy. Seriously, if you're physically or mentally drained, from bad sleep, not eating right, or just total burnout, your brain is going to fight you every step of the way on a tough task. Sometimes the problem isn't your willpower, it's that your fuel tank is just empty. Then there's cause number 2, a lack of focus. I mean, let's be real. We live in a world that is basically designed to distract us. Your phone is buzzing, you've got a million tabs open, your desk is a mess. All of that creates this mental static that makes it almost impossible to lock in on one important thing. And now for cause number 3. This one is fascinating, and it's a huge one. Sometimes we procrastinate because we're actually afraid to fail. It's a weird kind of self-sabotage. See, by not really trying or by running out of time, we give ourselves a built-in excuse. It lets us say, oh, I only failed because I ran out of time, which feels way better than facing the fear that maybe, just maybe, we weren't good enough to begin with. And the fallout from this is it's corrosive. I mean, you lose time, that's obvious. You put your goals at risk. But it also just eats away at your self-esteem. And the biggest irony? It ramps up the exact stress and anxiety you were trying to put off in the first place. It's a brutal cycle. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. It all starts with taking back control and learning how to prioritize ruthlessly. And this isn't just about managing your time, it's about managing your focus. But that's the hard part, isn't it? When everything feels urgent and you've got deadlines coming at you from all sides. How in the world do you decide what's actually important? How do you separate the signal from all that noise? Well, here's a brilliantly simple tool to help you do just that. It's called the Eisenhower Matrix. Take a look. Everything you have to do gets sorted into one of 4 boxes based on 2 simple questions. Is it important and is it urgent? So, top left, stuff that's both urgent and important. Your crises, your deadlines, you do these now, no question. Top right, stuff that's important but not urgent. This is where the magic happens. You're planning, your real goals, you decide when you're going to do this. Schedule it. Bottom left, urgent but not important. These are things like interruptions, maybe some meetings. If you can, you delegate these. Get them off your plate. And finally, bottom right, not urgent and not important. These are the time wasters, the mindless scrolling. You just delete them. Get them out of your life. Okay, so now that we know how to sort our priorities, let's build your time management toolkit. We're talking about practical, proven strategies you can start using literally today to turn your plans into action. First tool in the box, set SMART goals. Here's the thing. Procrastination loves vague goals. It thrives when a task is just a fuzzy idea like, I should do that thing. The SMART framework is the perfect antidote. It forces you to make your goals specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So, study for the exam, that's a wish. But review chapters 4 and 5 for 2 hours on Tuesday at 6 p.m., that's a plan. It's so concrete, it's hard to put off. Okay, next up, the Pomodoro technique. Remember that mental static we talked about from all the distractions? This technique is like a laser beam that cuts right through it. It's so simple. You pick one single task, just one. You set a timer for 25 minutes, and for those 25 minutes, you do nothing else. No phone, no email, nothing. When the timer goes off, you take a quick 5-minute break. Do 4 of those, and you get a longer break. What this does is it turns a huge, scary project into a series of short, manageable, totally winnable sprints. All right, and now for a strategy that comes with a pretty unforgettable quote, often attributed to Mark Twain. Eat a live frog first thing in the morning, and nothing worse will happen to you the rest of the day. And yep, the strategy is called Eat the Frog. And this one is a direct attack on that fear of failure thing we talked about. The idea is simple. You figure out what your biggest, most important, and probably most unpleasant task of the day is. That's your frog, and you do it first. Before anything else. Before you check your email, before you even think about social media. You just get it done. And here's why it's so incredibly powerful. You know that dread you feel about a big, tough task? That anxiety is almost always worse than the task itself. By eating the frog first, you don't give that anxiety all day to build up and torment you. Instead, you get this massive rush of relief and accomplishment first thing in the morning. You've just proven to yourself that you can handle the hard stuff, and that creates a ton of momentum that makes the rest of your day feel like a cakewalk. So in the end, your future isn't built over years or semesters. It's built in these small, focused blocks of time. It's built by the decisions you make right now, in this moment. So I'll leave you with this question. What are you going to build with your next 25 minutes?